year now on getting these facts and figures and doing some estimates, and really he's probably a better solar engineer than most of the companies that we've interviewed. And I have to say, well done, Rob. Thank you very much. And no matter what happens now, no matter what happens now, this is a fantastic record that you've done. So, Rob, take it away.
Thank you. It's not often I start introduction with applause. I hope, dear friends, that I will have that when I'm finished also. You will see. This is our beautiful Emerald Bay. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
So fantastic. But we have some clouds. And the clouds is the electricity price increases. And what I will do now, I will discuss that with you. And a way to come around the price increases to install solar cells. What I will do is that I will tell you how it can work, according to our opinion, which are the advantage, which is very obviously, but I will tell you. What does it mean for you as an owner? What are your savings? And then I also have a suggestion for you to invest in Emerald Bay in solar cells. So, let's see. As Peter mentioned, we have actually done a lot with electricity in the common area during 23 and during 24. We have run the elevator and lights perfectly, in spite of the fact that we have load shedding. That is the best thing. We have changed pumps, we have changed fans, we have changed lamps, and that will save us 35,000 units per year. Units or kilowatt hours, I don't know what you prefer to say. When we buy the electricity to the common area, we buy not at the same price as we do as owner. We buy at different prices depending on what time of the day and what time of the year. For example, between 6 and 9 in the evening in June, we pay 7.58 per kilowatt hour. And in the daytime now we pay 1.58. And what we have done with those batteries is that we load them by solar cells during the day and use them during peak hour in the evening and peak hour in the morning. Then we save 40,000 rand. And we also produce energy, 35,000 units. And that is quite a lot because we use in the common area around 100,000 units per year. But we have guys who worked in the other direction. Those staples is to the right axis, and that shows how much energy we use in kilowatt hours. The line is on the left, and that is what we paid for it. You see, between 22 and 23, we reduced the use of electricity. In spite that, the cost went up. And the next year, 23, 24, we did the same. We reduced the use of electricity, but the price went up, the cost went up. And that is what I will come to due to those big cost increases that we had. For the budget this year, we will reduce even more, and our estimation is that we will also reduce the cost. Not much, but what we have installed this year and last year will have full effect the next year. So the prognose 25-26 is that we will use some 50,000 and have a much lower cost. And if I can use this and see if we haven't done this, we have done, then the cost curve might go like that. And then up here somewhere, some 550,000. And that is a reduction of 200,000 per year by investing in that. The investment was 900,000. So that is a good return on that investment.
Ralph, quick question. 23, 24, does that include the cost of the installation of the solar cells? The cost that you've got there, does that include the outlay of the
No.
solar cells? No, just pure electricity use.
It's just for the electricity cost.
The effective cost would be much higher because the inclusion of the solar cell itself, right?
Yeah, if you can put in depreciation or you can put in interest
Over 5
and
years.
so on.
Yeah.
But you got a lot for 20%. If you, let's say, depreciate it in 10 years and pay 11%. And we have on the money we have on the bank for the whole repair, we have some, or is Isaac, 8.5 or something like that.
Sorry, can I raise just a question there? I didn't understand. If I'm correct, there was a question raised that the cost indicator included the installation cost, and the answer was no, this is just electricity cost. But the further discussion on this, so if we add that, what will be that impact on the price?
It is the installation in total for solar cells, inverters, batteries and everything is around 900,000. And we can, of course we can put in that in the calculation and increase the cost with it. But this is taken from capital budget, so we have to see what the profit with doing this, the lower cost with doing it, compared with the investment. So we have done. But one can do it another way. One can put in depreciation and one could put in fictive interest or something like that, if it is that you mean.
Yes, I think it's important that we have the full picture, because to invest in solar will mean that there's a payback period of which your savings should cover that. And it's important to evaluate if that time period is sufficient to actually cover the cost and actually still bring forward a saving. I think that is because we know also that the solar equipment lifespan is restricted. It doesn't last forever, and then we will have to do investments again to maintain the economy as well. So it's very important to have a view of what the cost will be, and that we still have the savings as we predict.
Hi, could I just make a comment here?
Sorry, Peter, let me answer. Yes. We have guarantees. We have 5 quotations we can look at, and we have guarantees on everything. The guarantee is on batteries 10 years, and on solar cells it's 15 years, 100% up to 10 years, and 80% up to the rest 5 years. And we also have a guarantee on our inverters, and they are 5 years. So it lasts very long, so to say. Peter?
Yeah, I think that the point I'd like to make is this. What we're looking at here is what's been happening. What Rolf wants to go forward with to show everybody is what we could have happen for individual units, not for the common property. And that's a different ballgame. So if you just, I know you've had you've spoken to him already, but the rest of the people haven't. So what they want to see is what the overall picture's like. So if we could just see that and then perhaps take questions afterwards, if that's okay with you.
100%, not a problem.
Thank you.
I think just to summarize that, what she's also asking for is that third bar to show what is the investment, that's all. So you can see now what the electricity is done, which is good.
No, that's still coming.
But just the investment on top of it, if you'd like to see.
No, but here is not that investment for the moment.
Yeah.
There are two investments made. The first one
Okay,
was new engines, new lamps, solar cells, inverters and batteries. And you see, when the sun produces electricity from via solar cells, there will only be produced the amount that can be received. And for the moment, we can't receive more than we produce because we have no batteries used to have. Now we have more batteries. And then above that, we also discuss to sell to the grid, if we like to, because we are producing, as I said in the former picture, no, sorry, sorry about that. There you see, I said we produce 35,000 units, and we can produce much more. Just a second. We can produce much more than those 35,000 things if we have anywhere to place it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That 40,000 rand is it per month, per year?
Yeah.
Okay, 35,000 per year then. Everything is per year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica.
Rolf?
Yeah, let's go on.
Just one more thing. The reason why we put the solar was on it is for the people on the 5th floor, 4th floor, 3rd floor, and there's outage. That's why the original cost was done.
That was the main reason for the first 450,000. And that was done. Excellent. I was not in the trustees then, but excellent. Done. According to my opinion. Now we come with red figures. I have done so in this presentation that I have red figures, not good. And I have green figures, very good. So you can see directly if it's good figures or bad figures. This is what you pay today, 340 per unit and 282 per month. We have tried to find out how much each of you purchase, and that is not very easy. This is a little difficult. But we have got 50 of you, something like that, have listed. So we have a good idea how much to use, and that have we used in the continuing calculations. That makes 447 rand per unit. And here comes the suggestions. Let me tell you how it is. It is so that in South Africa we have Eskom. Eskom's role is to produce electricity, what people need, and to go plus minus zero. They have a calculation model. It is on 13 pages. For a guy who loves mathematics, it's heaven. It's very interesting to go through that. And they took care of everything. Then I come to a calculated price, depending on the demand and depending on the production and the cost for production. Now they have come to the conclusion that they like to raise the price 36% from the 1st of April. They have already, from 22 to 25, raised the price by 50%. And as I said to the beautiful lady sitting in the computer there, they have from 2007 until now raised the prices by 4 times the inflation. And that's a huge amount of money. Then they don't like, because if you are in a, it's important to take a little while, but it is important this. If you are in a production line and you have fixed cost of 75% and 25% variable cost. That's Eskom's situation. And the volume goes up. And they have variable price by 75% and fixed price by 25%. It's very good, huge business. All of you who work with business know that it's huge. But if it is the opposite, that consumption goes down, and they lose 75%, but they still have 75% in fixed cost. So therefore I don't like this. Therefore I like to do this. They like to make a higher monthly payment. And there are, I would say, four parts in this game. Or actually, formally it is three. It is Eskom, it's NERSA, and it is the government. The government has to run this strictly by the law, or go to the parliament to have the law changed. And those other two have that situation that Eskom suggests, NERSA decide. So last year, Eskom, for this year, Eskom decided, I think it was 30%. And then they come back with 20%, and I got 11. Now they suggest 36%, plus 6% from Cape Town, City of Cape Town. Because City of Cape Town owns the net we receive the electricity from. And now they say, when people purchase less electricity, then we must raise the fixed costs. And they suggest that we go from 282 to 637. And they have invented two new cost things. One was energy production cost, and then the other one was monthly fee. Very, very interesting. 637 rand. So a prognose would be that we are here now. When we were moving in Emerald Bay, we paid less than 1 rand, and you all paid less than 1 rand. Now we pay, then I started with the fixed cost, and now we pay 447. We will pay in a couple of years 944. And if they go through with that 36, then we are here, and the line will go like that. We don't know if they do. Another thing is load shedding. I haven't heard so many rumors about a thing as I heard about load shedding. The reason for not having load shedding is the election. It was not correct. It was not correct. The reason for they fixed the load shedding was they have a very good program for maintenance. They measure every day what they produce and what the demand is. And one can see it on the net every day. I look into it now and then, and I can see 26th of September, I remember. Then the demand was very near the production. Had it gone over, then it risked for load shedding. Or they can run the diesel generators a little more. And then during the week. So they have done a good program for that. And that has given an increased production of electricity of around 8%. And 8% is a lot. It's a lot. Then consumers and business install own power, mainly solar cells and diesel generators. Also some fans is installed. So in the short run, I don't think we will have load shedding. But in the long run, we will have. There will be an increased demand for electricity. A good friend of mine, he has told me that I was in that business doing electrical plants running by coal for 50 years ago. And I know them are 50 years old. He's sitting there. It was our chairman who was done that. And now they are 50 years. And everyone who worked with those kind of stuff know that there will be an increased demand of repairment and maintenance. Then you have also, I can't see the discussion in South Africa is that big about fossil-free electricity. And that is very natural because the main thing is to have electricity. Then comes the advantage of having fossil-free and so on. But I will tell you some figures about that. So we will have load shedding, but not in the short run, according to my opinion. Go over to solar cells for Emery Bay. Preliminary idea. I don't say it as a suggestion, I say it as an idea, because we are only discussing ideas today. Solar cell must be mounted on the roofs. And we have 4, or if you like, 5 possibilities. We have the garages. We have also the parking places. And they are 36, 37, I think. 36, yes. And there we can build a roof of them and put solar cells on. Then we have those short roofs you see when you go on the ground floor. You can see them there. The reason why we can't use them is that they are in shadow more than 50% of the day. Then we have the top roof. That is the best, except for one thing. Those people who have looked into it today say they are not strong enough. No. And I like that answer, but I must say I prefer an answer for to put up solar cells there you must do this and this and this. And if it's possible, then we can do it. If it's not possible, then we can't do it. We must see. It's a cost, a question of cost. And then we have, I think, one of the best places, and that is the cabana roofs. There I can put up solar cells.
It's very fragile, those roofs. Very fragile and very old.
Pardon?
The cabana roofs.
Yes?
Very fragile and very old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yes. Do you think we need to change them in a couple of times?
It's not for me to say. But we'll have to consider it in the future.
One must carefully look into
We've got to
it.
move on. We've got to
Pardon?
move on.
Move on.
Yeah, please.
Then we come to the idea is to make 4 totally separate areas. 3 for the owner's apartment and 1 for the common area. Totally separate, with separate solar cells, inverters, batteries, and everything. We have a place that Cobus has done a good job to find where we can place all equipment without the solar cells, with ventilation, cooling, sound insulation, fireproofs, and so on. And then if we do that, we put in new intelligent meters. And the intelligence in that means that they can send to us what you use, and one can also run something about it. I will not go into those details. When one invests in solar cells, there are so many sayings about solar cells. The salesmen, they have a program. I think they have the same program, all of them. They say, if you invest in solar cells, you will be rich. And they will produce a huge amount. I asked them, can you send me a copy of what you have installed and how much it gives? And I have some copies, but they are not good enough for me. But let's say 1,000 solar cells, I'm not sure. We use a little less than 400,000 kilowatt hours per year. We need batteries that can store the energy for using during night, estimated to 1600 kilowatt. We use, of course, inverters, so we can invert from the solar cells energy, from the batteries energy to the 220 volt we use. And when one works with this, and you know from your own home, you use a little electricity, little, then suddenly you use a little more, and then suddenly you use rather much. You put on the dishwasher and the washing machine. And if we add 126 of this, plus that each of the elevators is going, and we come up rather high. But according to our mathematics, we have only a few percentage of the time using so much. So therefore we can install diesel generators. This will give you a price per unit of 130 instead of 343. No price increases, a low fixed cost, no 282, no 637, 85 is our suggestion. In the levy you pay today 3,100 for the common electricity, that we suggest will be 995. No load shedding, and according to people we've spoken to working in the property business, the value of the flat will go up. Example, 75 square using 12 kilowatt hour per day. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. Today, we should recognize the figures, and they also see the run per year. And the total run per year is 21,400 and 1,800 per month. And it will increase at least 10% annually. This is very preliminary figures. Oh, okay, this is not that very preliminary, but it depends all very much on that, how much do you use. When we look at those 50 we have, there are some using 6, and there are some using 35. But they are very few. The mostly lies in between 10 and 15. Here we have the future with solar cells. 130 per rand, as I said, gives 5,600. 85 rand per month gives 1,100, and the levy will be 985. It will be, instead of 1,800 per month, it will be 650. Red lines, as I said, will be not so good. There is our estimation of increasing, and with our own solar cells, we will increase only with a part of the inflation. For summary up, if we go off grid, we will have a complete facility to produce electricity, meaning everything we need, gives all the electricity we need, and will cost between 8 and 12. I have actually quotations which is higher. I also have quotations which is lower, but that, believe me, this is not done in South Africa at all. A complex like ours is not, no one has gone off grid, according to what I know about it. So there is a little work to do. As I said in the beginning, we use this budget year together 2.1 million, and if we don't do anything, it will be 3.1 million, and that you have to stay and put towards those investments. For example, a 2-bedroom apartment, 75 square, will invest 50,000 in this. And the saving will be the first year 14,000 and the 5th year 20,000. That is the idea, and this is very preliminary figure. This what I'd like to inform you about. Thank you.
So I'm
No,
sure
question.
there's millions of questions. Can we just reinforce what we've said? Not an undertaking that we're going to do. We just wanted to know if we should carry on with this to see where we get to in due course. And if we get, maybe by the end of next year, the next AGM, we might have figures for you which we can say individually, this was what it would mean to you. At the moment, we can't do that. When Ralph did that second last slide there, he's taken a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of the other. But it gives you an indication what can happen. It may be very good, but it might be unaffordable. So, I'd like to take questions now. Doc?
Just one short question, that is, can we start off by finding out how much square meters we've got where we can put up solar panels? And from that, deduct how much electricity we can use before we start making fancy sums.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
won't see it as the basis of those shows.
I must hear your question. I'm sorry, I haven't been problem with it. What did you say?
No, I think we should start by finding out exactly the space we've got to put up solar panels.
Yes.
And from that on, we can start making sums
Yeah.
and figure. Because maybe we can produce all that electricity, maybe we can only produce half of it.
Yeah, we have measured the area, the space.
Yes, but we don't agree on the spaces. On the roofs is up, on the cabanas is up.
Yeah.
Then it is not enough
But
space.
there's no cabana owner giving you permission to do something on the roof.
Okay, then it's
And
false.
the main roof is out.
No, but the whole point is, if the main roof is like the penthouse in C block, she's prepared to take the money out to strengthen C block's penthouse. So it's a way of start talking and suggesting, nothing else more than that.
The main roof we've examined years and years ago, it was just strong enough to carry all those tires. It was not a very effective.
But do you, Carl, do you agree with that it is possible to reconstruct the roof to make it whole?
Yeah, it is.
If you spend enough money, yes.
Yeah. And then the thing is to find out how much money it is.
Yes. But first find out where you can put down solar panels.
That we know is the garage and
And the parking spaces.
and
And
the
that's,
parking
and that's
place.
about all.
Yes. And we have to discuss cabana, we have to discuss the roof. And we know that.
We
it
take your
goes-
point, Dr. Carl, we'll take your point, and it's part of the planning going forward. And it is a major portion. Okay, so we will look at that.
Is Greenbase
Sorry?
does Greenbase buy into this? Green Bay?
No, they're not part of it at all.
Okay, but they won't go next year say, okay, sorry, remove
No.
your panels, it doesn't look nice for
No.
us anymore.
Got nothing to do with it.
No, can't do anything. We kick them out.
Yes. Sheriff's question.
Mr. Chairman, may I propose,
Yes.
and I don't want to elaborate, we concentrate on the common property and the exclusive use areas. Get that off the grid. But as far as the sectional title owners are concerned, we are a long way from getting off the grid. I've been in I've been registered for 4 decades almost. And I've got a lot of experience. It's not going to work, with all respect. common property, exclusive use, go off the grid. There's enough space, I'd calculate it myself, and we can do that. But totally off the grid, I'm sorry to say it's not going to work.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Rolf has offered his time. I propose we go ahead, we let him waste his time and come with a proposal, which is all this is.
Yeah.
I think it's the future.
What does everybody else think? I mean,
Go ahead with the plan.
Our proposal is we go ahead, Mr. Chair. We go ahead, we get exact figures. We go ahead.
We go ahead.
okay, that seems to be.
I propose that.
Yeah, you don't have to propose it. It's just, we just wanted a feeling from everybody that we actually go and do this. If everybody turned around in the room and said, well, this is a total waste of time, then I wouldn't want to waste time because we would never get it approved. So, are you happy that we...
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, Anthony, just one.
Sorry?
Can I have a...
Yes, you
I'm
can.
trying to be respectful. Can I have an opportunity?
Yes, of course you can. Sorry.
Thank you. I just want to, something that I missed is, where is the plan of installing,